Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just picked up my Spring Start Hobonichi A6 and I am so excited for this. I just picked up these two. This is a cover I've had that I ordered last year, but I haven't even used it yet. As you can see, it's still in the plastic bag, but now I'm like so pumped to use this. I've been wanting to use an A6 because I just think it goes really cute with the Hobonichi Cousin. Look how cute this is, like together. And I just love this cover, and I love the this fabric fastener. So I'm gonna set this up and I'm so excited to see what it's gonna look like. Okay, so let's put that aside really quick and let's unbox this first. This is the weekly calendar supplement. So I love the Hobonichi Cousin, and the Hobonichi Cousin comes with a weekly, monthly, and a daily, but the Techo original only comes with monthly and daily. So I went and got the supplement so I can have the weekly layout, and it's just so cute. It's like the perfect size. Like if you don't want to write a lot, I feel like A6 is such a good like option. So this is yay. Okay. Oh my gosh, the size is just so cute. And oh no, got a little bent, but that's okay. Okay, so if you compare this size to the A5, let me just like move this really quick. This is the difference in size. So I know like writing in the Hobonichi is quite challenging, because especially the daily pages, because it's just a lot to write, which I'm trying to get comfortable with also. But it's turning out like that I'm really enjoying journaling and I'm getting more comfortable with it. So I feel like I wanted to also try the A6 size, because I know I could probably fill these pages. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this, you guys. I've been wanting to set this up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to decorate the cover like I did with my Hobonichi Cousin, and then yeah, and then we'll place it in this cover and see what it looks like. Yay. All right, so I just grabbed a bunch of stickers that I have, and I'm not quite sure what I want to decorate it with, so it's probably gonna take me a while to pick the stickers. But I got this little case from Daiso. It is great because it literally fits all of the vertical like sticker sheets that you buy. Like I have a bunch, like it goes in there. So just using the top cover. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably place the stickers that I wanna see and see what it looks like, so that hopefully it'll look cute. I'm like really particular about how it looks. So all right, wish me luck. Okay guys, so I think this is what I've settled on. It's definitely more muted coffee pastel, like mauve colors in comparison to my Hobonichi Cousin, but I'm super excited to get this on. And then I have a cover, like a plastic cover for this, but I have to go get it. I've also been dying to use this and I haven't used it yet. Okay, so I have this Midori plastic cover, and I think it should fit. I use Midori for my cover for my Hobonichi Cousin as well. You really have to like stretch it out, but it fits perfectly. Like I like how it's pretty seamless. So I'm gonna use Midori for this one too. And then I don't think I'll decorate the supplement. I'm not sure. It's definitely a different type of fabric. So I don't know if this, not fabric, but it's a different type of cover, and I don't know if the stickers will stick on this. And then I'll pop them both in here. This is gonna take some, there we go. Okay. See how it just fits so perfectly? And it doesn't close all the way, but you just need to give it some time, and the plastic cover will eventually stretch out. And see, it's almost stretching out, and it'll eventually be like perfect. And it's just so great. Okay, I didn't decorate the back yet, but I will do that later. I love how this turned out, and I think it'll look so cute in the cover. Like, look at that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put the supplement in the back. And then what I'll do, I think, is then, I don't know how I want to do this actually, because I don't want to hide this cover because this is so pretty. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll pop that in here. Let me see what it looks like. Oh, it's so cute. I can't. Let me open this also. I've been wanting to use this pencil board. I just haven't been using an A6, so I haven't used it yet. Okay, so I'm mainly going to, I didn't even talk about this earlier, but I'm mainly going to use the A6 for memory keeping. So I'm hoping that goes well. I mean, honestly, I might interchange between the Hobonichi cousin and this one. I haven't really thought it out thoroughly, but I'm planning on doing like maybe like an in-depth plan later tonight. And then I can show you guys what I end up doing later on, probably tomorrow. So hold on. Gosh, I love it already. Wonder if I put this, like, how does Hobonichi do it? Do they just like put that in the back? Or I guess you could put it in the front as well. I guess you could do that also. I guess that works. Or maybe you could also put it in here. Oh yeah, you could do that. It's a little bit hard to close it though. Maybe you can't do that. I think I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I think that looks the best. And then when you open it up, you can still see this cover. Okay, and then I think the pen I'll be using for the first time in this notebook is going to be my Pilot Custom that I got from Japan. So let's see if it closes properly. That looks great. Oh, so cute. I love the look of these two. I think they're gonna be perfect. And then for next year, I'm also planning on getting a Hobonichi Week. So I'll have like a Hobonichi Weeks A6 and then the cousin. Hey guys, so it's the next day and I figured I'd do an in-depth look into what I had set up yesterday for my Hobonichi Techo Original A6. And this cover I picked up last year for the 2023, so this year's release, and I hadn't used it yet. I just didn't have an A6, so I didn't use it, but I knew I loved the cover, so I picked it up anyway. So now I'm finally using it because I bought the A6 about 2 days ago, and I also bought a supplement, which I'll show you in a second. So when I open this up, I had set up the stickers, which you guys saw a few minutes ago, and the stickers, I'll just quickly go over this. So I use Abby C stickers. This is Abby, this is Abby, this is Abby, and this is a La Dolce Vita one, and it comes in, I believe it comes in this pack. So if you see this pack, this is it. This is Adventure, it's called And So the Adventure Begins, and it's by La Dolce Vita Studio. This is like one of my favorite ones, so I think I would suggest to pick up this one. So let me go through my supplement first. So what I did for my supplement was that I didn't decorate it, only because, as I mentioned previously, this is a different texture. It's more like a texturized surface, so I don't think the stickers will stick that well on it, but who knows? Maybe I'll give it a try later on. So in the weekly Techo A6 supplement is your weekly vertical, and you have a yearly calendar here. So what I did is, obviously this is a spring start, so I missed a few months, but I went ahead and filled out this week for July, July the 10th, yeah. So I went ahead and, what I'm gonna use this A6 whole system is just for memory keeping, like strictly memory keeping. And I'll go through what I'm using the Hobonichi Cousin for, but in general, what I'm trying to do is avoid duplication, so I'll go through that later in a bit in the video. So I basically wrote down like what happened yesterday, and just what I've been doing is I'm gonna try a new system. So what I'll do is I'll start memory keeping in the evenings when most of the day has gone by already, so that I have something to write. So yeah, that's all I had set up in here, but essentially this is the layout for the supplement. And I'm a vertical person through and through, so this is like really good for like how I like to journal and plan. So I definitely had to have the vertical supplement. Okay, and I'm gonna put this back in. Then I'll walk through the setup for my Hobonichi Techo Original. This is a spring start as well. So if I open this up, I went ahead and like stuck some stickers in the front. When it comes to like decorating my cover and my planner, I love stickers, but I don't love to collage or sticker it to the point where it's like you can't see any like blank space. So if you see how I did my cover here, is I left, you know, some of the Hobonichi cover because I think it just looks more aesthetic. That's what I found works for me, and I think it looks nicest. So that's what I did for that. And I decorated this also. I don't know for this cover if I'm gonna do like a few more stickers, but essentially I'll probably write like 2023 somewhere in here. But I also like to keep it somewhat of a blank space also. Okay, so I didn't mark any dates on my yearly calendar because I do that in my Hobonichi Cousin, but if there's like a special memory that I want to remember, I'll probably mark it with like this dot marker that I have. Yeah. Okay, so if we keep going through, what I did for the yearly overview is I wrote down like a memory each day. I don't know if I'll continue to do this. I probably will, just so that I can fill everything, but I find that it's fun if you want to like just kind of like at the end of the year or at the end of the book, you can look through kind of like a recap of your year, which is always really nice. Because my thing is for this year, I really want to memory keep, because I feel like life goes by so fast sometimes, and journaling really helps me remember like all of the things I did, and it makes me more mindful of like all my memories and like just my life in general. So that's what I'm trying to do this year, and I'm really, this mid-year, I'm also really trying to have like an aggressive journaling goal. So yeah. Then, so that's the yearly overview, yearly recap. Then you have the months, and let me go ahead to July. So what I did was I kind of wrote down like a few fun things that I did this month so far, and like I did a little bit of future planning as well for any events that I have upcoming. And yeah, I just wrote it down quickly. Oh, and I need to mention, this is the pen that I'm using for my A6 right now. It's the Kaweco Student, and I have this pen in extra fine. I like how extra fine on the Kaweco Student writes, because it's a pretty hefty, like firm nib. So if you write a little bit with a little bit more pressure like I do, it turns out really nicely, and it doesn't like smear or like push the ink out of the nib too much, which would cause smearing and all those things. But yeah, this is the Kaweco Student 70s in extra fine, and I have a lot of, I think I have a lot of these. Hold on, let me check. I'll do a fountain pen collection video some other time, but yeah, I love these pens. So I also have them all in extra fine as well, and I have the green one and the brown one. I don't remember the names. I think this is like Jazz. I forgot what this one was, but I'll link it down below. Okay, so that's the pen I'm using, and let's move on to the next. So that's what I'm gonna do for my monthly. I'll add stickers and like washi later on, but for now I just wrote everything down so that I have everything there for this month. Okay, so the next thing I did was I went to the dailies, and I memory kept and journaled for yesterday, and I just wrote down what I did. Like, you know what, let me actually pull out my cousin so I'll show you what I'm doing when I'm memory keeping. Okay, so for the cousin on my dailies, here we go. So let me put this here. Okay, to avoid a lot of duplication, which if you have multiple journals is something that I kind of not find annoying, but I find time consuming, and not everyone has like all the time in the world, right, to write and journal. So I know a lot of people love to journal, but at the same time, we don't want journaling to become like a burden or like overwhelming. So what I decided to do, which I'm gonna give a try, I'm gonna try out, is I'm gonna memory keep and do like a to-do list in my Hobonichi Cousin for the day, because I'm using my Hobonichi Cousin mostly for planning and, you know, doing errands and whatever I need to, like reminders, notes, whatever. So I'm going to memory keep in my Hobonichi too, but I'm also gonna do planning in here, or like a to-do list. So whatever I don't memory keep in here, I'm gonna continue or memory keep in my A6. So what I mean by that is that, for example, let's say I have a to-do list here and I did a little bit of memory keeping. Instead of duplicating the memory keeping of what I did in here, I'm just doing a continuation of my memory keeping in here, because obviously this A6 is a much smaller space, so it's easy to fill up the page rather than an A5, which is like overwhelming. And I know that it's overwhelming for a lot of people. So what I'm trying to do is I'll write in here, and sometimes I tend to run out of space because I don't know how much to write yet, or like I underestimate how much I want to write. So what I'm doing is then continuing, if I run out of space, continuing the memory keeping in here. And obviously, like, you don't have to fill out every page. I'm just being a little bit more aggressive with how I'm doing journaling, but you don't. Like, it's okay to have blank spaces. Like, it really, you know, doesn't matter. I know it bothers a lot of people if you have, you know, blank pages, but honestly, with journaling, just keep going. Like, don't find it overwhelming, and just, you know, do what you like. Add a photo, add some stickers. If you can't write that day, I don't know, do some calligraphy. Like, there's always so many things to do to fill a page. And if it's blank, and if it's still blank, like, it's okay. So that's how I'm treating my memory keeping in my A6 along with my A5. So yeah, and that's pretty much all I did yesterday to set this up. I'm using like oh, let me mention this too. This was also a pencil board from the Hobonichi Spring Start spring line, so I picked that up as well. And then this is just like a blotting page that I cut down so that I could use it for both the A6 and my supplement. The supplement's a little bit smaller than the A6 size, so let me do a comparison here. Yeah, so it's a little bit smaller. So I cut this down so that it fits here as well, but I'm gonna use it for both. And I also have this as well. So, okay, so let me put this back quickly. And then I'll go through my cousin quickly before I let you guys go. So I think this is my setup for A6. And also I wanted to mention one more thing. I will be adding like a few other like accessories, so, or like decorative stuff. So what I'll be doing is I'll probably be adding like post-its somewhere, or maybe like in the back. I'll probably add more stickers in the back also. And yeah, I'll just give you guys an update of this setup soon, like as I go through the next few days. Okay, so on to my cousin. And also I did want to mention, if you guys watched my planner system in the beginning of the year, it's completely changed. So I've just fallen in love with Hobonichi, and I think Hobonichi is what I'll be doing for next year. So yeah, we'll see how that goes or how that changes. But right now I'm like really, really happy with the setup. And I'm really happy with how these covers kind of like really go together. Isn't that cute? Okay, so for my Hobonichi cousin, I'm using this again, as I mentioned, as like a planning and to-do list and a little bit of memory keeping also, and just to walk you through like my past week. So yeah, I love vertical, as you guys know. So if I also want a memory keep in here, like I'll just add a few little things. And this is my week this week. But yeah, I'll add more stickers as I go on, but I don't want to over sticker things, because I do like just like writing. I love writing in fountain pen. And what I want to do as well is I just want to use different inks and use different pens and really play around with all those things, because I do love fountain pens and I do love different types of ink. So that's always fun to play around, and it looks really nice in your planner. And this is my memory keeping daily pages. Again, trying to keep it more symmetrical, because I think it looks more aesthetic, and just a little bit of, you know, photos. Not a little bit, but you know what I mean. Okay, and that's my Hobonichi cousin. Okay, and then one thing I quickly wanted to show you guys is my Delphonics pouch, which I will be using to house my A6. So let me just pop this in here. Isn't that really cute? Yeah, so I got this Delphonics pouch from Japan, and this is also from Japan, this Penco clamp, and all these other things I got here in the States. So this is from Kinokuniya, this is from Nico Neko. I'll link things down below so you guys know. Again, La Dolce Vita, this is from Kubo and Lucy, and this is from Yoseka. This is from Hobonichi, maybe like 2 years ago. I don't even remember anymore. But yeah, it came with, if you ordered a Hobonichi cousin or like any notebook that came with this. So yeah, it fits perfectly. And what I'm gonna do is, if I travel, I'll do this. I usually bring my traveler's notebooks to travel, but again, I'm in love with the A6 so much, I'll probably also bring the A6, and this is what I'll use to carry it. Okay, so I think that's the end of my video. I'm gonna write a few things on my to-do list today. So that's pretty much it. Okay guys, talk to you later, bye.